did you ever like get involved in as an organizer in conferences that were already running, or do you have more experience creating new events and meetups and user groups in your area?
I more am a kind of person who starts things usually as a usually as a prototype kind of thing. Like I'm not necessarily convinced it's gonna have an ongoing thing. It may be like a one-off event, but I can't think of any that I joined when it was already kind of a going thing. Most of mine have all been I'm the person who helped start the original version of the thing, and that's just the part that's intriguing to me. Like it's so much like I try and celebrate startup founders because what they're doing is incredibly hard. Like events aren't rocket science, but there is a lot of like non-obvious knowledge that is not shared very broadly about like all the tactics and things that go into events and programming. And given my, just career experience there, like the first the first startup where events fell under my purview, we had 52 events a year. So, that's basically averages one event a week, but that means that some weeks we were at like five events simultaneously kind of thing. And it was a nightmare that like if we hadn't developed process to manage that, it would have been a complete failure. And so I know how I don't like doing events. I just know how to do them. So like, and that's usually where I want to participate is helping realize either someone else's vision, like helping them programmatically build the thing they want to build, or just using my knowledge of events to develop that prototype that somebody else might say, hey, that's interesting. Like Open Source Bridge was among the founding team to start that one. Portland Startup Week was the person who started that one. And then TechFest Northwest, which used to be a kind of destination tech event in Portland, I started that as well. But each of those then became opportunities to hand that off once they were proven out and kind of had, you know, thematically they were a real thing and process wise they were a real thing. Then I kind of lose interest and I'm like, here, go do something with this thing we built. So I generally wind up participating for a few years and then handing them off to somebody else.
So what did you learn in like from your professional career of doing events that made a difference in creating Open Source Bridge and the other events that you were mentioning?
Communication is key. Over communication is the key. I think often people kind of are focused on selling the ticket to the thing and they see that's the end goal. Well, I put on an event and people bought tickets, so it was a successful event. And I'm like, there's so much more you got to do. And the like everybody needs communication. Like I've participated in events where I'm literally having to reach out to them being like, I'm speaking, can you tell me where I'm supposed to be and when I'm supposed to be there? So like communicating with your speakers, like communicating with the attendees, like those I'm a huge fan of and I always try and do this, especially with like multi-day events. I love the email you get the night before where it's like, here's what the weather's going to be. And don't forget, these are the events. And this is what the lunch is going to be. And don't forget this and that and the other thing. And those come out every morning. And you're like, oh, I feel prepared for today as an attendee. And the same thing for speakers, like keeping them in the loop and those kind of things. And prep, just general prep. Like so many people do events where they're like, oh yeah, we're having this panel and none of the panelists have met one another before they get on stage. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you do that. Like, they should know one another. Like, you need to give them time to get comfortable with one another so that there's a presence on stage. And yeah, it's a lot of the, like, I think people get very worked up about the promotion of events and they think less about the production of events. And I just, that's where I excel, is in more of the production thing. Like, my friends hate working with me on events. Like, sometimes I'll volunteer to support events and they're like, you're so anal about all this stuff. And I'm like, but this is how events work. This is why it works. You got to do this. And they're like, it'll be fine. I'm like, it won't be fine. We need to do this the right way. Um, so, like, it's just a way, it's yet another way of kind of open sourcing my knowledge to the benefit of others in the community. And so I'll be a stagehand. Like, I'm like one or the other. Like, I need to do it, do the whole thing, figure everything out, start it. Or like, I have other people who are playing that role in my life, and I'm more like the AV guy. Like, I'll show up and make sure the slides go and the audio works and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm on either end of the spectrum. I'm not much in the middle.